Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing the long distance relationship tag. I've actually seen these videos on YouTube, but I didn't really like the questions, so I decided to go ahead and change the questions just a little bit. So let's get started. Question number one is, how long have you been together? So my boyfriend and I have been together for 6 years, and yes, it's been long distance the whole time. Question number two is, when and where did you meet? So we met back in 2005, and we actually met in school, in middle school. I used to live in the same town as him before I actually moved. Question number three is, do you like being in a long distance relationship? For me, it's a yes and a no. I know the yes part sounds bad, but it's a yes or a no, and I'll get into details about that in future videos. Number four is, how often do you see each other? Now, thank God, we see each other once or twice every 3 months. But before, when we first started dating, we were seeing each other like literally once a year, and we had to rely on like phone calls and like Skype and whatnot. Anyways, question number five is, of course, what did you use to communicate, or what do you use to communicate? Now we use, of course, iPhones. We FaceTime. Everybody has iPhones now, so we FaceTime. We talk on the phone, we text a lot, like every day. But before, when we first started dating, like the first year, we used to Skype, and we used to Facebook a lot because I didn't have a phone at the time. I had my phone taken away. So yeah, it was Facebook. Facebook and voice inboxing all the time. Anywho, question number six. What is the hardest thing about being in a long distance relationship? The hardest thing about being in a long distance relationship is missing like the most important moments in that person's life. For example, I miss my boyfriend's graduation. Yeah. Question number seven. What is the difference between being in a long distance relationship and in a normal relationship? Okay. Usually when you like, at least when I tell people I'm in a long distance relationship, everybody's like, oh really? Oh gosh, as if it's not a real thing, as if it's not normal. Like, it's a thing now, like not necessarily a thing, but it's normal being in a long distance relationship. They don't realize that the only difference between being in a long distance relationship, at least to me, and not being in a long distance relationship, is the fact that you don't get to see each other all the time. We talk all the time, we text all the time, and if I have like a problem, I'll tell him. Like, it's a normal relationship. It's only the fact that I don't get to see him as much as I would like to, and like if I'm not having a good day, I don't just get to go to his house, or if I'm hungry, I don't get to just call him and ask him to bring me food. So that's to me, that's the only difference. People try to make it seem like it's more than it actually is, but it's really not. That's the only difference. Number 8. Would you recommend anyone to get into a long distance relationship? I would recommend anyone to get into a relationship with somebody that they love, let it be long distance or not, because I don't think you should see the person's distance as a factor to like dismiss them, or as a factor to not be in a relationship with them, even though you do love them, just because people are telling you to, or just because you feel like, oh my god, I won't get to see you every day, what's the point? That's not the point. Like, that's not the point. I feel like if you love somebody, you should be in a relationship with them, whether it is long distance or it's not long distance. Question number 9. What are some tips on being in a long distance relationship? I don't really have like okay, I'll say 3 things that I don't know how to answer these questions, but because like the tips on being in a long distance relationship, I'm going to be giving them in future videos. But for now, I'm only going to say 3 main things that I think every couple needs, but you actually need it a lot when you're in a long distance relationship, which is trust, commitment, and loyalty. If you don't have that, you don't have a relationship, period. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't have those 3 things in a relationship, let it be. Long distance from now, you don't have a relationship, because it's not going to work out. You're going to be worried all the time if you're with somebody you don't trust. You're going to be lurking through all of their stuff, even though, I mean, you can lurk, but you're going to be lurking. You don't want to be lurking all the time and then always finding something to the point where you just can't deal with real life. You know what I mean? Like, you start shutting friends out, you shut family out because you're so hurt over what this person's doing, because you don't trust them. And then It's just, what's the point? What's the point of being with somebody if you have heartaches all the time, or if you like shook all the time, like you don't know what they're doing? That's not right. You have to trust them. You have to trust them. You have to trust that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and you have to trust that they love you enough to, know better. And then the other thing I said was commitment. You have to make sure that this is what you want to do. Don't lead somebody on. Like, if you start talking to a dude, let's say you meet somebody online and then you start talking to them, and then you find out that they live like in another state or like another country, don't lead them on to believe that you want to be with them if you really don't. If you're really not ready, if you're not ready to buy that plane ticket and fly to see them, if you're not ready to take time off work to go see them, if you're not ready to take time off school to go see them, if you're not ready to stop your life, not necessarily stop your life, if you're not ready to take time out of your personal life, it takes time and it costs money. If you're not ready to take time and money out of your life to go see somebody, you're not ready for that. That's not what you want to do. You don't want to be taking planes back and forth. You don't want to be taking buses back and forth. That's totally fine, but don't lead somebody on. Don't make them think that that's what you want to do if you don't want to do that. And if you think you really don't want to do that, or you're not ready to do that, don't get into a long distance relationship, because you're just wasting your time and you're wasting the other person's time, because you're gonna sit here missing somebody knowing damn well you don't ever want to see them, because you're not about to spend no $500 on a plane ticket. So it's like really, you know what I mean? Okay, and the question number 10 is, how did your closest friends and family react when they found out that you were in a long distance relationship? Okay, this question, I'm gonna actually make a story time about it later on. Like, in future videos, I'm gonna make a story time about it, because like this question right here is this question right here is basically where I think it's safe to say, don't let anybody tell you what to do with your life. Don't let anybody try to dictate your life for you and try to think that they know what's best for you, especially if it's your friends. If it's your family, they love you, even your family. But if it's your friends, if your friend is out here saying, let's say you're in high school. So when I got into a long distance relationship, I was in high school. Let's say you're in high school, and then your friends are like, oh, you don't know what he's doing, why you're in a relationship with them, or whatever. Don't listen to that. Listen to your heart. They only listen to your heart. And what I always say is that, like, if somebody wants to give me advice, that's great. At the end of the day, I'm gonna listen to my heart. And if it leads me the wrong way, then that's on me. Like, that's the only person I can blame is me. But if somebody gives you an advice and you take their advice and then it messes up your life, you're really gonna go and blame somebody else, talking about, oh, you told me to do this, I do this, now my life is wrong, and then you're gonna resent that person. That's how, like, I just feel like that's a waste. That's not right. Like, I'd rather blame myself for the decisions I make in my own life than try to blame somebody, than like listen to somebody else and then mess up my life. Like, you know what I mean? But you're gonna hear more about why I'm saying all of this in future videos. But anyways, for now, that's it for the tag. I know that was really long. I talk a lot, but well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.